Today's IGN podcast is brought to you by Fox Digital Copy. It's so easy to view movies on your iPod. Find out how to insert, transfer, go at foxdigitalcopy.com.
Whoa!
Beyond!
Blow out the speakers.
Beyond.
Welcome to episode 65
65!
We're almost to 70.
of
It is
Podcast
live.
Beyond. I'm your host, Chris Roper, editor-in-chief of the IGN PlayStation team.
Yep.
The whole crew is in here.
In this
Statement's not a
piece.
question. The whole crew is here. Greg, what's up?
Nothing.
Jeff, how's it going?
Cool.
Ryan, what'd be?
What would be it?
What'd it do,
do?
nephew?
What'd it do?
Suck it.
Oh, man, let's get right into the show right fast with the Roper Report.
Time for some news.
So, there's one bit of news in here that I'm kind of mad about, and I'll just get right to that first. David Hasselhoff is coming to pain.
Why would you be mad about
How
this?
could you
hate-
be mad about flinging the Hoff into
I
things?
hate David. Well, see,
Brother,
that's-
I have to say, you nailed it.
That's the
you
thing.
You nailed it.
I hate David Hasselhoff with a passion.
Wow.
I despise the man, but especially because he talks about himself in third person.
Yeah.
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 He was the one that created the Hoff.
But I
God,
mean, this
hate
news
that.
only gets
I
better
believe.
because he's in pain and he covered that Culture Club song just for the game.
Have you guys
Do you
seen
really
the
wanna-
video
Do you really wanna hurt me?
for "Get in My Car" or whatever it's called
What?
that he did?
No.
It is the creepiest thing. It's the dude. I don't know how old he's. Gonna be in his 50s,
Yeah.
maybe even
Oh, yeah,
60 at this
yeah.
point. And the dude's video it says "Get in My Car." The song's terrible, but it's like these 18-year-old girls. He's trying to get in the car with them. And then the one girl's like, "Hey, I gotta go home," and he's like, "Well, then what are you doing in my car? Get out of my car!" It's really, I'm not gonna go into details about why this is terrible, but go to YouTube and just search for David Hasselhoff. I think it's called "Get in My Car,"
Wow.
and it's absolutely terrible. Anyway, David Hasselhoff is coming to pain. He's gonna be a character you can throw him and stuff, which I like, but I also hate the fact that he's being promoted.
I can't wait to hear this cover.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's gonna be terrible. Let's see, Street Fighter 4 is coming to
Germany
consoles
will
this
love it.
winter time. So
What?
not before the end of the year, but sometime this winter. So we'll see it before the spring, I guess.
Oh,
So I'm gonna hedge my bet on February. I'm gonna say February.
it's my birthday month.
There you go.
Aww.
Oh, schmoopy.
Schmoopy.
For all of us trophy fans out there,
You mean you?
yet me and you,
Oh.
there are good news in that Pixel Junk Monsters is getting trophy support patch.
Yeah.
Yes!
Laws, yes. Very, very, very
Laws.
addicting game. Unreal Tournament 3 is getting an expansion. Mark Rain mentioned that the game's selling well, whatever. He's talking about how Midway is still the publisher for the game. Then he said, and we actually have more content coming for it, and it's sold over 1 million copies at this point, and blah, blah, blah. No other details on exactly what's going to be in there when it's coming out. But there is a supposedly rather hefty expansion coming, so we'll have to see on that. E3 2009 is going to be big again.
Yay!
So the projected attendance is going to be 40,000, which the record is 70,000 at E3. So it's not, it's a little more
They
than
don't
half
want
the
to
size
put a
of the
number
record.
on it, though. I talked to Dan Hugh, and he said it's not about the numbers. It's not about how many people go through the turnstile.
It is for me.
Okay.
Because that's more
Well.
people I got to wade through.
All right.
But I'm kind of glad the old me likes the fact that we're going to see kind of cooler stuff there. So
What's
but,
it keeps going on and off again. Public isn't coming to this one?
I confirmed that he doesn't know where the PR person with the ESA does not know where the rumors of it going public came from.
Okay.
But he said that it is for all credentialed press, including retailers, industry analysts, but he did not say public.
that's the thing is I don't think there were any retailers or normal in old E3s people that would work at GameStop like managers or whatever of a random
Best
store
Buy.
would be there at Best Buy and things like that would be there.
Right.
But I don't think that happened last year. I think
Okay.
maybe the higher up executives were there, but
So
not.
yeah, it seems like it's open to pretty much anyone in the industry, but I don't think it's open for just anyone.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then the last bit of news that I'll mention this week is that everybody knows this by now, but Little Big Planet was delayed until next week. Yeah, so if you went to the store today to pick up or yesterday to pick up your pre-order, you should have been reading the site. But yeah, it got delayed for religious passages in a song, so they took it off just to make sure nobody got offended.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a week. It's not that big of a deal, but also we want to see the game. So there you go. That's the end of the news. Let me crumple this up and get rid of it.
News is done.
No more news for the week. Let's see. Greg, why don't you tell us what games are coming out this week?
Sure, I'll look at the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
there was everybody was singing.
All right, PSP has Spider-Man Web of Shadows, Pets, Saddle Club, Star Ocean, First Departure, Crash Mind Over Mutant, Midnight Club LA. PS2 has PBR Out of the Chute, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, Disney Sing It Bundle, Barbie Horse Adventure. PS3 has
There's an
Spider-Man.
actual Barbie horse adventure.
There sadly is. PS3, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, Bioshock, Disney Sing It, Far Cry 2, Eternal Sonata, The Legend of Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon, Monopoly Here and Now Edition, Midnight Club LA, Rock Band 2.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a very good list.
That's a hefty list.
Let me see this list. Let's go
That's
through it.
quite a
What does
hefty
everybody
list.
play here? Ryan, you're doing Eternal Sonata.
Yes, it is a great game, so people should definitely consider picking that one up if they like RPGs.
Did you play the 360 one very much?
Yes, well, not like a lot, but a fair amount, like between 5 to 10 hours of it, which is like a good chunk into the
Is it
game.
a good bit better than the 360 one?
Maybe not like a huge bit, but there is new content in there. It runs fantastically on the system. There's no reason why people shouldn't pick it up for the PS3.
Very good. Greg, you played all the Spider-Man games.
I did. Over on PS3, it's mediocre, not that great. Weak story. There's a lot of graphical glitches in the PS3 version. Slowdown and framiness, screen tearing. You can see the dots in Spider-Man's render, so it's a poorly put together game there. Overall, I mean, if you really need to play a Spider-Man game, feel free, but whatever. However, I am currently playing the PSP version, which is the same as the PS2 version, and I'm not done. I'm hopefully gonna finish it today, and then maybe be able to review it by the end of the day, but probably more, realistically tomorrow. Still though, that one is a lot better. It's a side scroller. It's like, it reminds me a lot of like the old Sega Genesis one. It's got problems too, but it's definitely a step above the PS3 version. It's overpriced though, so my recommendation will be in the review to wait till it drops in price.
Ryan, I know that you've been playing a lot of Pet Saddle Club.
Yeah. I'd say that it is probably one of the most groundbreaking titles I've ever played in the last 10 years.
I agree. The animation quality on the munchkins in the game are phenomenal.
Is it true you can put a saddle on any animal in this game?
This is true.
Including the munchkins. I don't understand what
Put a
purpose they
saddle
serve
on.
except to ride them. But, it reminds me of Gefargenfeld kind of in that part where, the riding mechanics. But this game doesn't have the lands of magic like Gefargenfeld does.
Uh-huh.
But or the dragons.
The gameplay is
or
really
the dragon
incredible
ride,
in that.
Or the
and
human riders.
I'm just amazed that they have 432 multiplayer online.
I know.
That's impressive.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And it's all in a little 10-foot by 10-foot room, so it's pretty chaotic.
It does.
Midnight Club LA, I reviewed that game. It's hard as hell, basically. I was going to say something else, but it's incredibly difficult, but it's really good. Go check that one out if you like hard racing games. Ryan, you've also been playing a lot of Barbie Horse Adventure.
Yes.
How does that compare to Pet
Get up
Saddle
on that
Club?
horse.
I'd say
Because
that.
you're talking about the Saddle Club of riding the Munchkins.
Anything.
Versus the Barbie Horse Adventure.
Right.
riding the
That's a
horse.
tough one.
Here's the question. Can you outfit Barbie with different clothes? And can you...
Can I outfit Barbie with a saddle? That's what I
Can you
want to
outfit
know.
Barbie, but,
Greg wants.
or more to the point, can outfit Barbie with a saddle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would
Yes.
know what to do
And,
with
and
it.
does
The latter
Genuine's
is true.
pony play a role in the game?
Yes.
There
All
you
of the answers to your questions is yes.
Let's see what else is on this list here. Far Cry 2 looks pretty cool. I haven't played it myself yet. I just got copied today, though.
You got the
So we'll see how
shock
that
on
goes.
there.
Yeah, Bioshock.
The shock.
That one, yeah. Everybody knows about that game by now. But
Shocker.
if you didn't play that on 360, go get that one. Rock Band
That
2,
was
of course, is good.
unnecessary.
Anybody else
It's
play
always
anything on here they want to mention?
Let's take a look.
Rock Band 2, sweet.
Let's take a look. Oh man, it's such a list. I played Star Ocean quite a bit. Obviously for the review, because I
hopefully.
reviewed it.
I pulled up the title screen and
I
went,
played it
"That's
for a
awesome.
couple
That's all I
hours. That's
need."
probably fine. It was decent.
Robert, we talked about this before. We both adopted the Rock Band 2 on the 360.
Yeah.
It's a great game, but we haven't played it that much.
No.
Yeah. Like, I mean, when I got my original Rock Band, I played it all the time. Me and Kid played that for like 6 straight months, but I have not really touched this one.
I think for me, the newness of the music games thing is kind of dying. It's like, okay, so there's only 5 buttons on the controller, so after a while, you're going to have played the same passages, I think.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guitar, and, you've got, say, 22 frets times 6 strings, times all the combinations in there. You've got, a bunch of stuff you can be playing, and with 5, and plus you got subtleties of, like, how you're playing the guitar or whatever. But with the controller with 5 buttons, and you just strum it, and you can't, I don't know, I think you kind of run out about what you do. And once you've played a bunch of really good songs, then there's not, I don't know. It's
I
kind
think
of
the fact that they haven't changed World Tour mode is my biggest thing. It's like
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm playing, it's like I feel like I've already done this. I'm unlocking the same stuff, and then I'm buying whatever managers and stuff to work with us, but they don't seem to change much, and it's like, well, it's all the same stuff.
I would like to see a thing where you basically go in, you pick a certain number of songs, and you're like, I'm going to record these for my album. And you get one shot at each of the songs, right? So you see, you're like, here's my 10 songs for my album. And then you get to pick your album name, you get to make a little cover for it or whatever, and you play each of the songs, say maybe you can get 2 takes. And you basically record your album, that's your score for the album. And then that goes depending on how well the genres mix up, how well you actually performed on the songs, all that kind of stuff goes into your record. Then that goes out and is then over time earning you sales and fans. So even if you don't go touring, would support the album also and give you more fans. That would generate a lot of stuff. We'd also get money and cash from this being sold.
Yeah, and it would probably also depend on who you hired to be able to sell it out to or pump it out to record.
Yeah, it would tell you how many radio
stores
players
or radio
you got.
plays.
It would be cool to have like the Billboard Top 200. You could track your albums, go through there. I think something like that in the game would be kind of cool. You get a more like long-term career stuff.
It actually feels like a label and a band
stuff.
as opposed to just a band doing shows.
What I want to see in the game is something that's more things that overlay on top of each other, and that it's more of a dynamic thing as opposed to I just completed this. Now the game's basically on pause until I go do the next thing. Yeah. You know, it's sort of a linear experience, even though it's not linear. You can choose whatever you want, but it's sort of here's the next path.
It's linear in the development of it because it's not like the same thing where a band releases a single that goes out. It actually blows up, and then they get better venues or more acclaim, and that's how they wind up progressing.
Now we're dangerously close to topic of the week here.
Wait, but I just want to say
I know we're going to come back to that.
I think what you wanted to say was that you want Rock Band Tycoon.
Yes.
That's the game
Actually,
that
that would be rad.
That is sweet.
Rock Band Tycoon would be awesome.
Yes.
But you played the music.
Yes.
Behind the music, Rock Band Tycoon.
Yeah. What do we know about the PSN update for today?
Zombie Blogneck has given a few ideas. First of all, Pop Classic, Prince Persia Classic, coming out today.
Very good.
High Velocity Bowling gets a character/ball pack update.
Huh.
So you can download new balls.
They're 99 cents a piece.
Something.
And you can play with 2 new characters.
Stupid name.
It's true. Nirvana is coming to Rock Band. Limited Nirvana. It's not all of Nevermind, but it's most of the tracks. Penny Arcade is going to be available, and for those of you who need to up your midichlorian count, Yoda is coming to Soul Calibur 4, like we didn't already know.
Big surprise.
Wait. Whoa. That was like a Yoda on drugs.
Of course it is.
Surprise! Zombie Blognock held out on you there, buddy. I got one more tidbit for you.
Oh, snap!
What?
The Buzz Quiz TV horror pack comes out today too.
Ooh.
I haven't been following up on this.
Horror?
The Zombie Blognock should be.
Horror,
yes, horror
pack?
Yeah,
Okay.
if it was the horror pack,
the horror pack?
awesome. The famous horrors in the history.
Man,
that would be impressive.
Which horror?
That's a different topic altogether.
Oh, we forgot something for the Roper Report, too.
What's that?
You know, now that you think, whoa, it's back! News! Is that you forgot to talk about the Activision news that just came through the wire.
God.
Just as we
I'm not bringing that up in the thing. No, we're ignoring that.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Phantom Zone.
It's whatever. People want to hear it.
No,
It'll get us ratings.
Nah, for the first part, probably nobody knows who she is anyway, so it doesn't
Phantom
matter.
Zone.
So, all right, Ryan, you can mention this. If you
No,
want.
it's fine.
I'm staying away from it.
It's
You
done.
can touch
An
it if you want.
ex-Activision PR lady is going to be in Playboy.
Here's the thing is
Already is in Playboy.
she's Miss November.
Pay attention.
Here's the thing is people, those of us around the office, even been here for years. I've been here for 6 years. I've never met her, so I don't know who the hell she is.
She probably didn't do many events.
I've gotten an email from her, but that's about it.
Yeah, so whatever. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. She's just basically a random person. It's like great.
I think people would have found it interesting.
Well, now it's out there.
Yeah.
So now we'll see where your report
let us know
is.
if you found that interesting.
In the thread, I want to see anybody who thinks that a video game PR girl who goes into a Playboy magazine is interesting. Say so in the comments, and we'll see.
There you go.
The people will speak. They will align with me.
All right, we'll see what happens there.
I'm going down.
I know. That's it.
Ryan
that's
in
different
connection
topic
with it.
altogether.
Yeah.
All right, pick of the week. Pick of the week. We got our list here. Let's look at it again.
I folded it around. Sorry,
okay.
guys. Turn it back. There you go.
BioShock is probably top of the list up on this week.
With a close runner-up for Eternal Sonata, I'd say. For RPG fans, anyway.
Yeah, and then, of course, Rock Band 2 if you don't have it.
Oh, well,
that's
true.
Yeah, go get that and get your rocking on. Trophy tips for the week. All right, so I'll repeat this one real fast, just since a Little Big Planet was delayed. If you get the game on next Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it hits stores, I got the trophy level that I made called Trophies Galore. You can search for that. You get 6, 8, 12 trophies, whatever. Super fast. Again, it's not the greatest level of all time. You get a bunch of trophies, so go search for that. Trophies Galore. Find that. Heart me as an author, so I get a trophy. Anyway, what else we got for trophy tips?
I got one for BioShock.
Let's hear it.
Speaking of
After
just
your
the tip,
speed run.
after the speed run of just a lot of people have been wondering about the little sister glitch that I've been mentioning, not only in the preview but also in the review of the game, because some people didn't even know that it existed.
What is the little sister glitch, Jeff?
Well, thank you for asking, Ryan. The little sister glitch is one of these glitches in the game which actually populates Bioshock with more little sisters than should be on a specific level. So if you've played the game, you know that there's a certain number of little sisters that you can either harvest or rescue throughout the entire title. There's essentially two areas where you can definitely get this glitch to occur. One is in Fontaine's Fisheries. The other one is in Fort Frolic, I believe. And the easiest one is the Fontaine Fisheries one, which is where you pretty much try and get all the little sisters at the very beginning of the game before you actually run into Peach Wilkins. If you manage to collect all three of the little sisters that come out, and a lot of times it's a little bit easier just to attack the big daddies as soon as you see them because they'll usually have a little sister with them. You may wind up dying, so this might not be one of those things you wind up doing or trying to do. Well, no, it's kind of important though, because you want to keep the big daddies locked down, and so you want to constantly keep a lot of attacks on them. So you want to basically attack them every single time that you get a chance, and keep them in basically a loop within that first corridor. You pretty much get them to pump out two little sisters back to back if you're really, really good. And then the third one will be on the far end of the fishery, coming out of the hole. So you'll be able to get all three of them right there. After you meet with Peach Wilkins and he tells you the entire thing about getting the camera and taking a picture of a spider splicer, you have essentially about 5 minutes or so to run out of that room and go basically up the stairs to where the arrow is telling you. Right there in the walkway overlooking the main area will be Big Daddy and a little sister, which would be the fourth little sister in a level that has only 3. If you kill him within essentially about 5 minutes, you can get the fourth little sister. It will add up on the menu screen. You'll still get all the Atom, but then it'll also count as your total little sister count throughout the entire game, meaning that you can actually collect more than the little sisters that are actually budgeted for within the entire title.
So how does this get you a trophy?
Well, first of all, it
doesn't.
Well, no, it does. It does, because if as you go through the entire game, it shortens the amount of time that you have to get the trophy because you're racking up extra little sisters. Uh-huh. So because of the glitch, you can sometimes get 2 or 3 extra little sisters and max that out. But then it also helps you as far as maxing out your plasmid tracks or maxing out all the gene tonics or everything else because you have extra Atom. So you can then blow it on extra things to purchase, which gives you more trophies on that side too. So it's a multiple tip.
So basically, it's getting extra cash.
Exactly. So
Money,
you can.
money.
So not only are you maxing out your little sister trophy, but you're also maxing out your plasmid tracks and your Atom.
Oh,
there we go,
man. There's a lot of sexual connotation in this.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're right.
When does that ever
mind's
happen?
in the gutter.
God, Ryan, we're just slipping the tip in. Come
We've
on.
never mentioned anything along those lines. This entire
He's all
episode.
over here. Let's talk about the Playboy girl.
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't think I said it in that fashion.
Everybody wants to talk about that. The kids will be the side. They'll be on my side.
That's an argument for the video podcast right there.
They'll be on my side, but when we're talking about slipping the tip in, you have a huge problem. God, Ryan.
But see, that's completely unrelated because all we're talking about are trophies. When we're talking about just the tip, it's just the trophies.
Just the tip.
Yeah. Let's get on to topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
So basically what we're going to do here, this is Ryan's idea, we'll give him credit for this one, is we're going to basically do, what do you call it, the comedy thing, improv. We're doing an improv
riff
game design right here to see what we can come up with. So what we're going to do...
We should time it, too.
No, we're not going to... Well, it's on the thing. We'll spend no more than about 5 minutes on this. But what we'll do is we'll come up with a genre, and we'll say what kind of... We'll start from the beginning. What kind of game we're going to make, and we'll just throw out all these ideas, and then we'll see what happens. And if some studio wants to create it, get in touch with us. We'll fill out the whole thing, and then you can make the game.
Or even if a person...
And then give us,
royalties.
90% of the royalties, yeah.
Or even someone on if they just want to make a Flash game online and send it to us.
Yes. All right, so
could be the
in order to have this be made as a Flash game, let's do a side-scrolling game so the sort of thing you would find on Xbox Live Arcade or PlayStation Network.
Yeah, something simple.
Yeah, so we'll do a little side scroll. So somebody actually could make this in Flash if they wanted to.
Okay.
What are we going to call the game? Let's come up with a name before we even have any concept. This is totally backwards, but we'll do it anyway.
Completely.
Let's see.
It's got to have Beyond in the title.
It's got to be Beyond.
Journey to the Center of Beyond.
There it is. Journey to the Center of Beyond. All right. Now,
A Jules Verne adventure.
what kind of character are you going to play? Should not be one of us. It should be.
No, you have to be an adventurer.
Okay,
If you're journeying to the center of beyond, you have to be an adventurer.
Okay, which means you have to have a backpack. So the character has a backpack. He should also have one of those hats that you wear, like if you're in the middle of the jungle. The little what are those called? With the
Sombrero.
no, not a okay. So he's gonna wear a sombrero.
Field
That's
hat.
what I meant.
No. Actually, I think you should be
Field
wearing
hat
a
or-
backwards baseball cap.
No, that's too cliche.
No,
So he's wearing
it's a
he's
field
got
hat.
a sombrero.
It's a field hat.
He's got a sombrero and the backpack. So the game will
Wow.
be set in Mexico. He's going. He's looking.
Well, it starts in Mexico. It starts in Mexico.
Starts in Mexico at least. There's going to be a giant twist at the end.
Exactly.
Where he actually goes to the center of Beyond. Beyond's going to be a plane in the 12th dimension.
Wow.
So, okay. But he's going to start in Mexico looking for the lost treasure of
Scuponia.
Scuponia. Okay, so he's going to look for the lost treasure of Scuponia. And then at about 3/4 of the way through the game, he's going to find Dr. Scuponia, who nobody ever knew was an actual person, who have been living forever
Antique
in-
Mayan.
in an antique Mayan
temple.
ruins
Yeah.
temple. He's gonna have the Holy Grail actually, but the Holy
Wow.
Grail will have it's gonna have no other point in the game except that it'll appear where this guy is, right?
Will you have to choose wisely?
Yeah, but no, but he just says I have the Holy Grail, but your guide never even asks about it. It's just sort of okay, you have it.
Okay.
Anyway, so he meets him, he's forever, but then Dr. Scuponia will then open up the portal to let you into the 12th dimension. Into Beyond.
What about
You go
dimensions
into
4
Beyond.
through 11?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So there we go. So now we have the main story of the game. What's going to happen?
Wait, how does it end? What's happening at the
You
end?
go to the 12th dimension, you have to fight all of us.
Yeah. Then
we're all bosses.
we're
like a sequential boss.
Beyond.
Like you start with me and I'm the weakest one, and you keep working your way up till Roper.
Yeah, we're just all in
Roper's
there.
the final boss.
No, we just all attack at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Except that it turns into complete chaos and it goes nowhere.
I think we should all transform into Voltron.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
no,
if,
A
and if-
Voltron-like
and if you
thing.
keep the fight going for an hour, the show ends and you automatically win. Okay, so anyway, so what are the mechanics of this game? What kind of weapons are you gonna have?
I think that it should be similar to Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, where dancing is the main method of attack as you're going through.
I think it's a good
you
idea,
press
but
buttons
okay, I think
to dance.
Instead of dancing, let's have music. So your guy wears a full on one of those all-in-one band things. So he's got the cymbals in his knees. He's got a harmonica on the mouth with the little metal thing that holds it. He's got a guitar in his hand. The big drum that he can hit with his
so
whatever.
each button does a different instrument.
Yeah,
and you
so
can
now
put
if you-
the
so we have
and you can put the beats together and make a mini song as an attack.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like
Patapon
Patapon.
ripoff.
No, but
Hello,
it's-
brutal legend.
No. It's sort of like Patapon, but you only have one dude, and it's more of all of your combos on your music. But you basically have to. We're gonna have tear down for your instrument, so that if you're using it too much, it'll
Okay.
kind of get worn out, and you have to wait for it to refresh or whatever. There'll be some.
So
some
there's a
element of that.
recharge bar on
Yeah,
each
there's
instrument.
a recharge bar for each instrument.
Okay.
So the drum, it creates a lot of bass. That's gonna be a big attack.
Yeah.
To finish off a move, but you can only hit the drum once every a few seconds or whatever.
Dude, does that character have a name, by the way?
He's unknown. He's just unknown adventurer.
Okay.
No, see, he
I
should have,
think we'll
he should have
connect with him
some
more
action name though.
if he has a name.
All right, let's give him a
it should
name.
be Max Steel or one
Thor
of those
Jarl's
other.
wife.
It's a woman.
No. It can't be a cross-dressing male woman adventurer with a sombrero and a drum machine, guitar, cymbal thing in the jungles of Mexico.
Max Power.
Looking for the treasure of Scuponia to go to the 12th
This should just
dimension
be.
and
This
beyond.
should, Jet Brody. It's the sequel to. It's a prequel to Fracture.
This is perfect. Yeah, in the 12th. All right, that's it. In the 12th dimension, in the Beyond dimension, that's where you actually find the terrain altering weapons that are then brought back, and then starts Fracture. So this game is the prequel to Fracture. All right, perfect. So you got your instrument things. All the different face buttons could be an instrument, and with R1 would jump or whatever it's going to be, right? So you got
Yeah.
your basic controls there.
Why aren't we doing this for a flash-based game on?
Well, I'm just saying if it was going to a console,
Okay,
that's
okay,
how it would be.
okay.
And then, you have a keyboard and a flash-based game
Yeah.
or whatever, so you can use whatever you want. Okay, so now, so you're going to start in Mexico, and you're looking for the treasure of Scuponia,
Lost Treasure of Scuponia.
the lost treasure.
It starts out on your houseboat, right? Isn't that how the?
He was
isn't
on
that-
a houseboat.
Yeah, he lived.
Yeah.
So the game starts in your houseboat in Mexico, even though I think he lived in the U.S., but doesn't matter.
What the hell?
But he was going down the Mississippi Sea.
That's right.
Yeah,
Right, right.
So,
The Mississippi Sea.
No. See, he's going to have to try. No, so,
Don't you
okay.
remem- oh, you didn't listen to the-
In order to have the time actually make sense, because Jet Brody's in the future after the U.S. has already been flooded, correct?
Yeah.
So in order to have this make sense, because this game should take place in current time, he should go in the 12th dimension, break it, then be
Propelled
reincarnated or slash
Oh yeah, he's reincarnated.
rewound in time to a child because don't they find him or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens? So he goes to the 12th dimension. He does all this, but it
he
breaks.
has like the technology with him, and they're like, he's the key.
It breaks the interdimensional time barrier, but he becomes a baby on in the new year, whatever, 2130, wherever that game takes place, and then they pick him up from there. But he's already got his name. He's got like a sign on his name, or whatever. Hey, I'm Jet Brody.
Okay.
No, it's like a name tag stuck to him. I'm Jet Brody.
So Jet Brody, the musician adventurer, with the sombrero and the backpack. What kind of enemies is going to fight? I think in the beginning we should do an homage to the old Rambo game on the NES, where you just fight insects for like 3 hours. So you should fight giant mosquitoes
and spiders. Has to be spiders and tarantulas.
Chihuahuas.
And I'm off Chihuahuas because of the stupid Chihuahuas in Hollywood movie.
Snakes.
Screw them.
All right, so as we build up, so we're doing the bugs, and then we're building up to bugs to snakes to actual animals. Then we build up to IGN Beyond listeners.
Yeah.
So I Am Akin is in there.
Akin is one.
Mr. Beatdown.
Big Boss Hunter X is going to be one of the actual boss people.
Yeah, okay.
So he's going to be a boss fight. Let's see. Dopalicious will be up in there. Nib 95.
Frog
Tiger
Splash?
Riot. Frog Splash got to be in there.
Pro Evo fan has to be like this guy, and he
What
just
about
has like
Beast?
400 guns.
Beast 786 has to actually be an NPC that you talk to, and he gives you hints.
Yes.
So you'll find him through the game, and he'll.
You know what? He could actually be the shopkeeper that helps upgrade your weapons.
He
your
will
musical
teach you new songs.
Weapons. Yeah.
So Beast 786 is going to be.
He's like your repair station for the instruments and stuff because he's in surgery or reconstructive.
This is
whatever.
pretty good.
But he's not going to do what you're buying, what you're selling.
Yeah. What are you buying?
What you're buying, what you're selling.
And Pro Evo fan has
Why
to have
you
like
dying?
400 guns, and he's like one of the main boss guys that uses a bunch of projectile attacks. So you have to
So
dodge.
all of a sudden it turns
That
into a
sounds good.
shooter, and you have to
No,
dodge by
like
pixel.
just like ducking and jumping over all the bullets that are coming.
Okay, so as the progression of the game, so you start out in the jungle, or you start out on your boat. Let's say that means
houseboat.
So we can have a level like the first level you can be on the houseboat and like you're going down the river or whatever and you need to dodge stuff. You can have a simple like change layers type thing. Then you get off your boat and you wander through the jungle and you get some clues. Things tell you to keep going whatever you're going, even though it's totally linear. To make it kind of look like you're solving puzzles, whatever. So you fight some stuff. Then eventually you'll make your way a few levels in. We'll just have generic jungles for like 3 levels. It'll be nice and boring. And then eventually you'll find your way to the temples. Or no, you come to a shanty tack. You'll meet B786. Then he'll tell you to keep going. You're getting close. Then you'll come to the temples. Some other levels in between. Then you'll find Dr. Scoop and what is his name?
Scooponia.
Dr. Scooponia. Then he will tell you about the 12th dimension.
I think his name should be Scoopmeyer, and the treasure is called the Treasure of Scooponia. That makes more sense. I think that Scoopmeyer is a funny name.
Here's the thing: okay. Well,
So it's his lost treasure. He lost it.
Right.
Yeah, but it should just be in the next room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't find my treasure.
It's in his couch, and you search in there for it, and you find it.
Well,
Or
When
whatever.
you're digging through the couch cushions, though, you should all of a sudden shrink, and then you're in the couch cushions.
like inner
giant.
space.
Yes, but you have to fight database Mike or media-based Mike. You're choosing.
Yeah. Actually, the two sides. Actually, there should be 3 forms.
Okay.
He starts in database. Database Mike. You fight him.
media-based
He
Mike.
then
Media-based
transforms into media-based Mike. Then you fight him. Then he finally transforms into his true form
Media Mike.
of media Mike.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's pretty good.
Right.
And then after that's done, then you have the treasure. You can give it to Dr. Scoopmeyer. Dr. Scoopmeyer says, "You've helped me. I will now show you to the key to the center of the universe, to the center of beyond." Then he opens up the portal to the 12th dimension. You jump inside.
I think
you fight all 4 of us, or let time run out for an hour, which will be an homage to what's his name from MGS3.
the end.
The end.
Oh, yeah,
you
the end.
like the end. So you can basically let us run out of time for the podcast, and then you get all the all the terrain altering stuff. Time goes back, and then all of a sudden it says "pop in, fracture, and play it."
And
That's what
I
he
think-
means.
Well, the
I
final
think
thing
that-
should be that he beats us, finds the terrain-altering weapons, but then he looks back and like Clements isn't dead, and he's like stumbling with his button, and he hits the button, and that breaks time and shatters.
Oh
everything.
yeah.
You know,
that's good.
I just realized that we have to pitch this to LucasArts now because that's we just made an ad for Fracture.
Yeah, they're not going to mind.
No. I think that also, in order for Dr. Scoopmeyer to open up this dimension throughout the game to give us a little bit of replay value to the levels, you have to collect little Beyond icons, and you have to pay Scoopmeyer in Beyond icons in order for him to power his machine to open up this dimension. And that way, because that way you can go back and search for these little things in the multi-tier levels, and gives
Actually, you know what they should be is not a mandatory to beat it, but as sort of a hidden bonus. So if you can find them all and you can collect them all, then at the end of the game it'll give you the secret ending.
The secret ending has Jeremy done a minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we can't spoil it because it's secret.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
You already spoiled it.
Well,
there you go.
we
There's
just
the
won't,
game.
won't use that.
Journey to the Center of Beyond. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's the name.
Beyond.
So that's what
actually
it'll be.
that would be a hysterical. I hope someone makes that.
Look
That's
for
going
it
to be
on-
Little Big Planet.
Now,
Look
don't
for it on store shelf
readers, if
somewhere.
you actually want to make
Oh my
this,
God, yeah.
and
That is
collect,
going to be Little Big Planet. You know it. You know it's going to be Little Big Planet.
I just want to
That's
make
an
sure
awesome idea to try to make that into a Little Big Planet
If
level.
readers decide to make this, don't rush it. Take your time, make it good, because I don't want
Yeah.
to play some crap Journey to the Center of Beyond game.
Yeah, because the design is so brilliant.
It is.
Beyond.
Speaking of don't rush it, don't rush your themes. A while ago, I put out a call for themes, said they'd be handsomely rewarded.
Yeah.
Wink, 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 wink.
Yeah, and so we got a whole bunch of ones that weren't bad, but they weren't amazing. So take your time with those two. That's why I didn't bother talking about them last week. Sorry, everybody.
There we go. All right, let's get on with the reader mail.
Reader
Miracle. Milk. Mailman.
Pyromaniac writes in. He says, "Beyond."
Beyond.
Do any of you know if there's any news on Konami developing Suikoden 6?
No.
There you go. There's the answer. Yeah, we don't know anything about it yet, so stay tuned for that one. Brody Miller writes in, says, "Do you think the Little Big Planet delay is going to hurt the sales of the overall game?"
No.
No,
No,
probably not.
Yeah, I really don't think so. A lot of people actually on the boards were seconding and thirding this one, wanting to get our opinion on this one. So, I don't think that it's going to hurt the game at all. First off, it's only a week. I think it's a little. You had this build up, and it's like, hey, it's coming out, and then stutter step, it's coming out next week. That's a little, maybe some of the hype for launch day is kind of gone. But I don't think that's going to hurt it in the long run. Everybody's going to want to play the game.
Yeah,
it's so good that word of mouth will tell anybody that wasn't thinking about it on the radar to go get it. So, yeah, it's going to do just fine. Our next letter comes from Black Mantle. He says, "Is the delay on Little Big Planet going to affect IGN's review score of the game by any means, with the removal of the offensive music tracks making the game any better or worse than it already is?"
Yes,
Yes.
obviously. It's going to change the score to a 10.
If you read Roper's review, the main thing was that it was offending him. One song and one level.
Yeah, no, the real answer is absolutely not whatsoever. I didn't notice the lyrics. I don't know whatever. So it's not going to change anything whatsoever. So, yeah, no, I probably won't even notice it. So anyway, even if I did, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just some of the music. So, and the rest of the music is awesome anyway. I imagine it's going to have the same track just with that part removed, so you won't even really be able to tell. Let's see. Murph JP says, "Beyond." He says, "Should I get Rock Band 2 or wait a week for Guitar Hero World Tour?"
Rock Band 2.
Rock Band 2. Let's go with HB Guy 311.
Do we want to talk about why we're choosing that?
No,
one?
we'll just say.
We'll let the reviews first speak for themselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
HB Guy 311 writes in. He says, "Have you heard any rumors of new DLC songs we'll be getting for both Rock Band and Guitar Hero? More Aerosmith, Weezer, Guns N' Roses. How about some Primus? I'd love to see Primus. More 311. Where the hell are Green Day songs? Spill the beans. We don't know." We find out roughly around the same time that you guys do. Sometimes we get a week or two heads up, but in this case, I don't think we really know much. The last thing that we knew was the 20 songs we already posted.
Yeah.
The free DLC. So, yeah, there you go. Nothing new that we know. Dopelicious says, Jeff or anyone else who's been contradicted by a contrarian corner on Insider, do we get offended by these articles, or is Mr. Thompson paid to just be a sarcastic screws gamer / editor? Let me give you a little bit of insight here. Michael Thompson is a very angry man. He is not. He's not what you would call happy in general. It seems, at least, or at least his demeanor makes him seem kind of. How should I say?
Cranky.
Cranky. That's a good one.
Crotchety.
Yeah, crotchety.
Mike Thompson's got a very skewed perception of games. I mean, and that's not to say it's wrong or bad. It's just it's way different than from just about everybody else in the office. Like you hear the games he says that are awesome, or all the games usually we say all suck, and then the games we all hate he likes a lot.
Yeah, so which is why the contrarian corner works, because that's actually what he thinks. And yeah.
Yeah,
so,
no, it's humorous. I mean, like, I think one time we had I argued with him because he was like, some old iToy game or like some like iToy thing was better than like Fallout and most of the other like AAA titles, and I was like, you've got to be out of your mind.
He always has an interesting reasoning in what he's doing and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to have that on the site, because I do think that, I mean, I'm sure as anybody who, the contrarian corner, I mean, that's, the comment section of every review we put up. Someone always disagrees with what you say, and that's fine to do that. And like, in the end, it is just one guy's opinion on the video game, or two if you have another take. So yeah, totally, you should have as many opinions.
And technically, that's the entire purpose, is literally to take whatever we say and go, no, it's good. And take
you
that
were
down
wrong because of this, or this is why I like it.
Be the devil's advocate and just go, no, it's good because of this.
Yeah.
I figure I just pooped on Web of Shadows, and like a bunch of the comments in there were like, you say you don't like the story. I don't care about the story. I'm dressing up the language. I don't care that much about the story. I want to run around and be Spider-Man, swing. And I'm like, all right, well, I mean, that's not how I came to the game or what I wanted out of the game. So that's why it was different.
There you go. Moving on, Trunks the Stampede 1 says,
it's a good name.
How do you feel about the release now, patch later mentality? You've already seen this to be true in Bioshock, Little Big Planet, SOCOM, and Killzone, where they confirmed it would support co-op through a patch. I don't know how that's true with Bioshock, except for the challenge rooms.
No, it's true only because outside of the challenge rooms, which isn't a patch, it's just downloadable content. They are supposedly releasing texture patching. So some of the textures, particularly with like the Big Daddies and some of the other things, they're trying to patch in better visuals or higher res visuals or something like that. Whatever it happens to be.
I think a lot of the cases with some of the stuff is that it's more of, hey, we actually want to get the game into your hands instead of pushing it back again and delaying it. And that's sort of, give or take about your standpoint on that. Some people are going to want to play the whole experience, quote unquote, the first time through, and they would rather wait for it. Other people want to play it, they might not care about texture patch, they might not care about trophy support getting added to something or whatever. So, it's sort of, pick your battle, I don't know. To me, I would like to see games more complete when they come out and not. It can sort of be looked at as an easy road out, and you can get a little bit lazy and say, well, we don't actually need to finish this before launch because we can patch it in. And I kind of think that can lead to some bad things and people getting lazy and all these other things. But I don't know.
I like that it's there. I like that it's an option now with this.
Yeah.
That way you don't get a broken game that can't be fixed, or you don't have to wait until the sequel to get this feature or whatever along those lines. But I mean, like. A good example of it right now is I'm trying to figure out which Fallout I want to buy, and a big thing for me is when are they going to have the trophy patch out? Because if it's a couple weeks, I'm not going to be playing Fallout anytime soon thanks to the backlog of games I already have to play. So I'd rather do that. But then if it's like going to be this giant gap where I'm actually going to have time to play the entire Fallout game, and then in February I'm going to have trophies that are not retroactive, it's like I don't want to do that. Why would I want to do that?
Yeah, but there's also something about like how before this was even like really a full option, it was pretty much like you make sure that the damn thing works.
Oh yeah.
Because there is no take back. Like if it's out there and it's broken and it's on shelves, then nobody's gonna buy it. It's just gonna sit there and you just wasted all your time and your money.
Yeah. True. Rock Doc says, when do you figure that Ghostbusters game will be released? What platforms do you think it will be released on if Atari is really publishing it? Atari, 99% sure on that one. I don't know. I think I'm going to guess March.
No, fall.
You think fall?
Yeah, I think they'll sit longer. I mean, the thing would be that everything you guys read everything we know about it too, because Atari still won't call me back about this. But I mean, we all heard that when it was in the Merc for a while, Sony said it's for sure coming out, but we're going to wait for the 25th anniversary and stuff. So I mean, those wheels are still in motion, and you figure if they're pushing for the 25th anniversary, they're going to push that for the holidays, so Christmas and Hanukkah and everything.
So 25 is next year.
Yes, correct.
See, I thought 25 was this year. That's okay.
No, yeah.
Okay. So then I'm in line with you then.
Yeah, 2009. They're gonna wait on it as long as they can.
There you go. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a little bit earlier in the season though. I think they're gonna do an August September push.
Really?
To get it out before the craziness like right now.
I can see
true.
October.
You'll get lost. Yeah, October seems to make sense too.
I think it's
Halloween
gonna be,
and everything.
Yeah,
but
Halloween.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Halloween Ghostbusters.
Dr. Danger says PSP questions WTF. Have you guys had substantial time with the PSP Bright, as he puts it, the PSP 3000? I've heard reports
PSP
of really
Bright.
bad interlacing on the new screens, and it's definitely going to affect my purchasing decisions.
Ryan?
Oh no!
We blame you.
I'm playing the thing with Midnight Club LA Remix, and you can see him. It's pretty obvious.
I'm
blame
playing
you,
it for
Ryan.
the Spider-Man, and I don't see it. Like I don't see the interlacing, but I do when I was flipping through my cross-media bar. If I went really quick, I could see the interlacing. But I mean, I didn't find it to be super distracting. I definitely like the idea that I can play it outside. Like I've been doing that while I wait for buses and stuff.
Here's the thing. I think that if you've never played a PSP before, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I think if you have been playing one for a while and are used to exactly how it looks and then try to go get this because it's a brighter screen, you will see the difference in interlacing versus not. And so that's going to probably bug you because it's kind of bugging me a little bit.
Really?
It's not a deal breaker really, but I'm sort of I'm still making up my mind about it, but you can definitely see it. Ryan?
Yeah, well, I thought it looked good at TGS, but I guess there are some interlacing issues, which I haven't really seen yet because I didn't get a PSP 3000.
PSP 3000.
Dr. Danger continues, says, do you guys think trophies will ever make it to the PSP?
They
God,
better.
I hope so.
Come
Probably.
on.
It makes perfect sense.
Especially now that we have our account information on there with the 5.0 update.
And because they're also doing PSP Plus with Resistance.
True.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems
let's
like
see.
easy and cool to do.
Nib95 says, are any of the IGN PS3 team in the Killzone 2 closed beta? Can you guys provide more multiplayer impressions, whatever? No, we're not. I don't think anybody here got a code to get into the Killzone beta.
Wah, wah.
So here's the thing is, betas
I have
are...
played it, though.
Yeah, betas are a little bit different than preview code that gets sent out to press normally. A beta is for testing purposes, and a lot of times...
They don't want us in.
Yeah, they don't want us to write about it, so
Yeah.
there's no reason for them to give it to us.
At all.
I mean, especially if it's... In some cases, they want us to cover it. Like Little Big Planet, Sony wanted us to write about it, and, so many people were getting it. It didn't matter anyway, and so they, gave us codes, and they were like, get in there and play it. And, Sony got us... We're in the Resistance beta, because Sony wants us to be able to get in there because the game's so close to release. Want us to, be able to get more time with the game before we had the, code. But in a case like Killzone, they're like, you guys have played it a bunch of times at events. We'll let the beta people fix
let's get
problems
just a
or
final
whatever.
version
Yeah,
now.
so
Not to mention, they know how busy we are right now, too.
yeah. So there you go. WS002 says, Jeff, now that you've seen the PS3 version of Tomb Raider Underworld, can you tell us, does it run as well as the 360 version? Was the frame rate good? Was it buggy? What were your impressions, performance overall?
It runs pretty much the same. I mean, like they're the same like typical visual discrepancies that you find between the 360 PS3 builds, as far as like lighting and different things like that. But for the most part, frame rate is essentially the same. The tech issues as they are pretty much the same across the board. So, for instance, there are a couple things camera-wise where you can tell that the game is trying to frame the action a certain way, and when you're moving, you'll find that the camera will sometimes obscure what you're trying to look at or what you're trying to do. So that can be a little bit jarring. There's still a couple of odd little like technical things.
But I mean, 360 versus PS3 at this point look pretty much the same.
They look pretty much the same. I mean, like I've played both of them now. I've seen both of them running. It's practically the same.
Yeah. Okay. Last email of the day.
I got one after that.
Okay, second to last email of the day. Tiger Riot says he wants to know why SOCOM Confrontation is so special that it's getting special treatment with his review, and we're deciding when it'll go up as opposed to putting it up when it's released. Our general rule is that we review all games, how they are in the box, and blah, blah, blah. Here's the deal with SOCOM is when the review goes up, we're not going to review it based on content that's patched into the game, like if trophies go in, whatever. That's not the deal. The deal is we can't play the stupid thing. The servers do not work. We need the servers to be fixed to actually be able to play correctly. I mean, if we're going to review it now, it's completely broken. It's going to get a 3 or whatever the hell. And
Less, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't run at all.
Yeah, it doesn't run. So, I mean, it can't be reviewed in this state. Yeah.
I want to interject one question here. We are all busy with our own personal trials and tribulations. Is this happening for everybody? Is SOCOM broken, or is it the IGN internet? Or
the thing is that it's kind of one of those like hit or miss kind of things, where like for some people they can get in, they can play it, that's cool. For other people, like they try and get in and it doesn't work. Or once they get in, they'll try and do something and it'll be like all the problems that I wound up listing out, where it's like you'll start to play, you'll get kicked out, and it won't just be you. It'll be like 5 of you or 10 of you if you're playing like 16 on 16, and it's just like a mass kick out randomly, and you're going like, okay, what the hell? But it's not even just like a kick out to the main menu, or to the lobby. It's a kick out to the main menu, so you have to start all over again and then search for a new channel or a new lobby. Sometimes you try and search for a lobby, you can't get into a lobby even if they're like the lobby isn't maxed out. I mean, like there's so many like technical things as far as like just trying to get into a game, not even like actually playing the game, because that has its own problems, but just trying to get into something is so broken or so non-existent that it's almost hard to even get a full evaluative sense of this is how it's supposed to work, or maybe you've got a lag, or maybe it's your connection or whatever else, because the servers are just so foobar right now.
So here's the approach that we're taking is we're saying this is an online-only game, so it's not like you have the single player to support it and online's broken or whatever, and you can comment on that. It's only an online game, So you're only playing online, and you can't do anything besides that. So, and if
you have to be online to even view the movies that are on the Blu-ray disc, which is really screwed up. Because if the servers are down, you can't even do anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. So now here's the thing: is the game is going? We would assume in the next, hopefully, days, as opposed to months, are going to fix the thing, and you can actually play it. We don't want to put up a review for a game that's completely broken right now, and then next week have it be totally different, and then for the years from now on that people are going to play SOCOM, we give the game a 2 or whatever because it doesn't work at all, and then the game's actually, whatever it is, So we're kind of playing the waiting game right now so that it actually works, and then review it based on that. We're looking towards the long term. What, if you're playing it a year from now, what did we think at the beginning? But what we're talking about at the beginning when it actually worked. Like, we can't review a product that isn't working. And keep in mind that this is a server-side thing that we're waiting for the servers to get fixed. We're not waiting for it to patch other content in the game. We're not any of that kind of crap. We're not going to base it on that sort of thing. We just want the game to be playable so we can actually review the content of the game and not review the fact that the servers are busted. Because that's what it would be right now. So, there you go. Greg, what's the last email?
This is not an email, sorry. So technically you were right. That was last email.
All right.
However, when Ryan was in Japan, I got a mysterious package at my desk, and I opened it up, and it turned out to be a 12-pack of Sam Adams Oktoberfest and a 6-pack of Mojitos. That one was broken, so it's a 5-pack now.
Oh, no.
It came from Johnny Blaze. He writes, Beyond. If I remember correctly, if I sent this alcohol in, Greg promised me a drunken podcast Beyond via AIM, which I did. And Ryan, you woman, according to Greg, all these mojitos are yours. Please drink irresponsibly and finish them within the podcast recording time. I'd write something equally disgusting as what I wrote 3 red lights, but from what I gathered after the email I wrote about Ryan's, quote, like issue, end quote, being too gross for Greg, it seems unlikely that it would be read. Anyway, thanks for the laughs, guys. Johnny Blaze. Of course, we didn't do it right away because Ryan was in Japan, and we haven't done it last week or this week because we are all very swamped, and I don't think we can be drunk and then go back to work, which we have to do. So I'd be looking for the drunken podcast maybe towards the end of November, right?
Yeah,
that
December,
sounds about right. Yeah, somewhere in there. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do something.
But it will happen. We're still going to do it. It's just I wanted to give an update on what's happening with it.
Yes, it's very important content.
There we go. All right, let's wrap up the show right quick.
Wrap it up!
NCAA tournament. It's actually happening.
We've really moved ahead.
Yeah,
Jeff is about to play one of his final regular season games.
Sticks and Picks. I'm going to play him a little bit later on today. I'm going to squeeze some time in.
And then after we do that game, we'll advance week, and my Mizzou Tigers will take on Rolls-Royce, Kansas Jayhawks, and we will close out the season and move into Big 12 championship and then into bowl games.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah?
No bloodshed with this game, though.
Okay.
Check this out.
I haven't played a real game in a long time.
PSN hit of the week. I don't have a real one, so I'm going to pick.
Hit of the week.
Here's all the people that wrote in today. Who?
Do they include their PSN names?
Oh wait, yeah, but wait, hold on 1 second.
I thought we weren't picking people that didn't want to that weren't asking for it though.
No, we're not picking people that are.
You can't write in and say, hey, hit.
You can't request somebody else.
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
hold on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there's 12 here, right?
Yeah.
Ryan, pick number 1 to 12. That's
2.
the hit of the week. 2. That's Brody Miller. All right, Brody Miller, and it's spelled BRODIEMILLAR.
Millar.
As Millar. I'm going to assume that this is his PSN name. If not,
sorry, but PSN hit confirmed.
Yeah, so there you go. If it's not him,
sorry.
Maybe we can. I ripped this right off the boards thing, and I don't copy the bottom part of the board, so maybe because I wasn't planning on doing this, maybe his signature or maybe his PSN ID is actually in his signature. If that's true, then post on the boards and everybody else will go crazy. Anyway, there's your PSN hit of the week. Ryan, do we have an update from Beast on tournament winners?
We have an update. Beast 786 is on vacation.
Oh,
okay.
Have a good time, Beast. You deserve it with all your hard work.
Go learn about all the musical attacks to teach people from Journey to the Center of the Beyond.
There you go.
That brings us to the end of the show, I think.
Yep.
Greg, you got a song to sing us out with?
We're freestyling it up. Ryan's back in full force.
Let's do it.
Do you want me to give the beat and you sing
so we're not going to do that thing we mentioned at the beginning of the show.
I've already forgotten what it is, yeah.
All right, so
well,
never
we
mind.
can do it if you want.
What was the thing at the beginning of the show?
I was going to write it down. Here, I'll fill time. Roper's shirt is green.
Let me see this.
And, the Office
we're not
is on
doing,
tonight.
we're not
Don't
doing
forget
the
about
around
the
the room
Office.
thing, too.
Yeah,
what we're playing or anything.
I've decided to every week wear my Office t-shirt, so I'm wearing it again this week.
Do we want to do the...
Yeah,
no?
you have to do it, though. I mean, we just go crazy, right? That's all it is.
Yeah, it would be. Or we can freestyle. I wonder which would be more entertaining.
I think you do it and then turn it into a freestyle.
Okay.
So just start doing it.
Do you want me to start doing?
Just start doing it, and then Greg will jump in, and then you guys can freeform.
And Jeff, you have to jump in, too, because you know the song, right?
Yeah.
I think everybody
I
knows
only
the
know
song.
the Family Guy version.
Is there
a real?
yeah.
Is something happened beyond?
Just
that?
start
No,
it.
not really.
Just
But I
start it,
mean,
see what
I think
happens.
what we really need to do is it's peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time,
with a
peanut
baseball
butter
bat.
jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly and a baseball bat, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly and a baseball bat. No, potato, it's peanut butter jelly, 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 peanut butter jelly. Break it down, 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 break it down. We're gonna keep editing this awesome podcast. Here we go, here we go.
Beyond.
Beyond?